Jason Fitz with Yahoo Sports, hanging out with Jets superstar Garrett Wilson, joining us on behalf of Dr. Teals. A lot of questions. As a new workout guy, I got some Dr. Teals questions for you, but we'll get to that in a second. Got to start with some football, obviously. So, fantasy football, huge at Yahoo Sports. And our big fantasy guy, Andy Behrens, this week predicted you could win the Triple Crown and most receiving yards, most catches, most touchdowns. Is that something that's on your radar as possible this season?
Whatever it takes for us to get to the playoffs, man. You know, I'm ready. If that's what it takes, if it takes 10K, you know, whatever. I got high expectations for myself, but I'm truly in it this year to make it to the playoffs and win games. You know, that's how I feel about it. And with that, I'm confident that the production will come.
It's interesting to me, though, because everything with the Jets is looked at through such a magnifying glass. Like, you and Aaron can't even have a heated discussion on the sidelines, which seems pretty normal, without everybody overreacting to it. How do you manage that?
I mean, yeah, you know, how often is it that people get to come into your workplace and watch you prep for a season, right? Or prep for the big day? You know, I feel like it comes with the game, and when we do those training camp practices that are open to the public, you know, they're there for it, right? They're going to see every single part of it, and that's what it takes to get to where we want to go. So for me to have a guy like Aaron that I can have those conversations with, and it be enlightening to me, and always walk away from him learning something. I mean, truly, he's a guy that offers so much football knowledge. So anytime I get the chance to pick his brain, no matter how it may look, you know, on camera or something like that, they're productive conversations, man. And we're going to be at the place we're at when the season comes around because of those conversations and the way we've gone about, you know, our prep.
Is there an adjustment? Because you're a rising superstar that's really asserted yourself in this league. Aaron's a future Hall of Famer. Was there adjustment when you got to know him as a quarterback and trying to find your feet and your voice with somebody that's as established as he is?
You know, I feel like definitely this year we've been able to have more conversations like that than we had last year at that time, you know, just because of the comfortability with each other and getting to know him. But yeah, you know, I definitely was aware of the fact that, you know, I'm playing with one of the greatest of all time when he got here, and it was definitely surreal a little bit when I seen him walk into the facility that first time. And now it's to the point where it's like, that's my quarterback. You know, we got to have, you know, chemistry. We got to build it somehow. So it's awesome to have a guy like that in the facility that I get to play with, and it's my job to take full advantage of the opportunity that I have in front of me with, you know, with a guy like this slinging it.
Obviously, fans reacting at the beginning of last year to Aaron's injury, the media reacting to it. But for you as a player, what'd you learn from last year when you thought you had Aaron Rodgers at the beginning of the year and then had to fight through a tough season?
Yeah, man, that you know, it's a tough league, man. It really spares nobody, and you know, you gotta deal with the cards you're dealt. You know, we didn't go about it the right way. We didn't finish the way we wanted last year, and it was definitely tough. But we have a group of guys that you know, we rally behind. We rally behind his him being here this year because we know what happened to him last year, right? And it's really honestly motivating to see how he's come back and how he's gone about things since he's been back, and knowing what he's coming back from. That's a serious injury, right? And I mean, he was damn near ready to go at the end of last season. So he's just a special guy, and I feel like he motivated our group, man, really.
You're practicing against a special defense too. How does that help both sides of the ball?
Yeah, I mean, it'll take your confidence away a little bit going against them every day, and anytime we get those joint practices, to have someone else in a different color on the other side is refreshing. But it gets us ready to go, man. And I feel like we did the same for them this year, better than we have in the past. We definitely competed and went at it, you know. So that's what it's all about during training camp, and you know, we'll be ready to go because of it.
Let's talk a little college ball for a second. I mean, you come from Ohio State, OHIO, right? Like, what are your expectations for the Buckeyes this year?
Yeah, man, I watched them play last week against Akron. A little slow start, but they got rolling, and I'm excited. I'm really excited. You know, I feel like the expectations are through the roof, as they always are there, and now they just got to go do it, right? I'll be watching like a hawk. I love the Buckeyes, man, and that's my squad. That's my heart. I bleed red, and excuse me, I bleed scarlet. You know, it's scarlet and gray out there. So I'm just excited to see what they do with all the talent they have, and hopefully this is the year that they get it done.
All right, let's be honest for a second, though. Like, so every kid that ever graduates from college knows, like, a year in, the college is going to start hitting you up and be like, hey, help with the future students and everything. Do you get hit up by all the collectives trying to keep that coffer filled for Ohio State?
I mean, it's a brotherhood, man. We know what we signed up for when we went to Ohio State. It doesn't just end when you walk out the doors. You got to, you know, help build the future there. So I always kind of try and take it upon myself to reach out to those guys a little bit and comment on their Twitter, commitments, retweet them, whatever it may be. But they got a great way of recruiting there. It's just my job to come in every now and then and tell those guys that they're making the right decision.
Who's the biggest Saturday trash talker in your locker room now with the Jets?
Probably Jermaine, and that's done came to a complete hush with their 0-2 start and the way they've looked. They're terrible this year, so it won't be much for him to trash talk about unless he decides to hop on the Georgia bandwagon, which I don't see him doing. He's Florida State all the way through, but yeah, man, I would say Jermaine. Yeah.
You got any interesting college football bets in the locker room that you want to tell everybody about?
Nah, I don't.
That's a smart man right there. Just avoid that one completely. So give me this before we get you out of here. When you look at the schedule, is there somebody this year that you're really excited to go up against?
Yeah, we started off with a bang week 1. I'm excited to travel to San Francisco and start the season, man. We got Monday Night Football, and Aaron's gonna be back out there. And what else can you ask for as a competitor to play against one of the best teams for the last 5 years? So we'll know where we're at here early in the season, and it's be a great measuring stick for us. And I'm excited.
Garrett, man, we appreciate your time. Thanks for hanging out with us. Best of luck this season.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.